If you're depressed about YJ, then clap your hands. If you're annoyed about the lack of a new episode, clap your hands. If you want to kill all the people in Cartoon Network because they've decided to suspend DC Network, which includes Young Justice and Green Lantern, right after they had the hiatus before, and you have to wait 4 months, and you're really annoyed, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to go out and get my friends and mad at them, then you need mental help. So, I'm Sam, or as in, oh no, my kneecap, elbow cap, yep, knee, my arm, knee, my army, I have an army, we have a hog, I will shut up, yes, I'm Sam, also a glitch, but I don't have the hair, because I'm lazy, also I've never bought a wig before, or a wig cap, I really need to, but yes, I'm glitch, and this is Young Justice. So there have been crazy things happening in Young Justice in the very near past, recent past. I can't speak. Sorry, I've been doing this like 5 times, and as you may or may not have noticed, this is one shot because I've got exams in the near future. Pretty much any videos that I want to make between now and November 8th are all going to be one shot, either on my fancy DSLR, which I'm using now, or on my really crappy webcam. So yeah, just so you know that. The good thing is I don't really have any cause to post any, and what I mean by that is I was planning on posting Young Justice reviews, and apparently we don't have to worry about that because there are episodes. So that's good news, not really. But I want to explain what I'm talking about. Oh, I need to get my hand out of this glove. It looks really awesome, and it makes me feel like I do parkour even though I sit on my ass all day, but it is really sweaty. So, oh, my hand is naked. So then I wanted to talk about the fandom. So this is pretty much my first true fandom. I've been obsessed with other shows. I've been obsessed with Danny Phantom, I've been obsessed with Teen Titans, I've been obsessed with iCarly for a bit, but this is the first one that I've got involved, like on Tumblr. I've even read fanfics. That's crazy for me. Like, I never thought I'd get to that point, but oh my god, I've heard some really crazy things about fandom though. I've heard about the story about shipping wars, non-hates, crap like that all over Tumblr, which makes me a bit annoyed, but I've never really seen any of the craziness for myself. And in this case, the reason that I wanted to say that is because we've got the story of Young Justice not having a new episode, but there's also the reaction. The reaction is crazy as well. And I wanted to talk about it, so here I am, here you are, here the internet is. Yes. And I need to stop guest bagging because I keep spending 1/4 of an hour doing these one shots and then realising they're 1/4 of an hour and then starting over. But it all started last night, and my friend, who's like pretty much my only friend that I haven't forced to watch Young Justice and likes it, my favourite that likes it, but not through me forcing her to, she said, oh my god, there's not an episode tomorrow. I was like, no, what the hell are you talking about? Look here on this wiki, there's gonna be one in 6 hours. And I got up this morning and I searched it and it wasn't there, and I was really, really pissed, and I was really, really confused, and I was really, really, I want to kill everyone. I never really, I always have that mood, but I never actually get to the point where I kill someone. Not yet. So I went into Tumblr and everyone was going nuts about it. Everyone's going nuts everywhere actually. Twitter, if you go to the Cartoon Network thing, tons of people are responding to the tweet, the sole tweet that Cartoon Network has put out that about DC Nation, and they're really pissed. And if you go on Facebook, like, I actually looked at like a bunch of them a couple of hours ago following the lack of the episode. 93 comments, 88 of those ones were about Cartoon Network, or about because it was like, what is the worst supervillain? Some people said Cartoon Network, some people said DC, some people had specific people, like they said, oh, blah blah blah, the CEO of Cartoon Network. Or they just had like Young Justice things. Like there was one that was like, oh, I feel so emoted. I was like, oh my god, I love this. There's references. Everyone's been going completely nuts, and that's part of the reason that I wanted to post this. One, because everybody's going crazy, and I don't think there's really... It's more people saying I'm so pissed than people actually understanding. Because when I first looked at this stuff, I was just like, there's no episode, and I almost got to the point where I was pretty much convinced that it was cancelled before I actually found out what was happening. So that's one of the reasons, and two, because I want to have a bit of rationality. I'm not saying I disagree with people who are crazy passionate, who are going completely nuts over this. I am that person as well, but I still think some of the things that are being said are a bit excessive. And admittedly, the reason I say that is because people are saying they're going to boycott Cartoon Network, and I think that's pointless, because I mean, it's kind of like when we had the gay Oreos thing, and people were like, I'm going to boycott Oreos. One, when I hear something like that, I just go, bullshit, no you're not. And two, I go, if you're not being bullshit, then you're just being stupid. Like, you're missing out on something that we all know you enjoy, because you obviously enjoyed enough to know what's happening with it, to follow Oreos, and yet you want to stop doing that because of political reasons. Which is funny coming from me, especially given that I haven't watched the Avengers movie for political reasons. Those politics being the fact that there was no Hank Pym, which pisses me off to no end, and also pisses me off because I can't find any, there are no things with test footage of Ant-Man, because I didn't go to Comic-Con, and I want to go to Comic-Con, but regardless, I don't have the freaking test footage into my eyeballs, to my optic nerve, and thus into my brain. I love Ant-Man. But it just seems stupid, so I want to talk about this rationally. So I want to start off by saying, like, why is this happening? Because that's probably the thing that pisses me off most about this. We know what is happening, and obviously the what pisses me off, but I would probably understand it more if they explained why. What I mean by this is, like, because potentially they just did they might have done it for legal reasons, and while it still pisses me off that it happens, I'm much more likely to not want to kill a mother if you say, oh, well, we had legal reasons, as opposed to just not saying at all, being just like, I want to screw with you and get more ratings. The first reason that I have is choice, and I don't really understand this, and I'm praying that it's not this. That's the main reason I want to find out why, so I can tell myself they're not doing it because they choose to, because it doesn't make any sense for me, because, I mean, you've got a massive fandom, Young Justice, not only Young Justice, but also Green Lantern. I imagine you've got similar sized, I don't really know, I have no way of judging this kind of stuff, but it seems like a very backwards move. It's kind of like if they decided to cut out Adventure Time, people would go nuts as well. Especially given that you're replacing it with How to Train Your Dragon. I highly doubt that has a very high fan base in comparison to Young Justice plus Green Lantern. So the next one that I have is money. So maybe DreamWorks has offered money to them to put tons of things on, so they decided to put into that spot, or they send money so they could make sure that Young Justice gets booted off for a couple of months, and then they can try and take over and monopolize the spot. And the third one is communication, and also legal kind of stuff. So there's a potentiality that maybe DC, for some reason, then they can't air it for some legal reasons. Potentially Cartoon Network is trying to find it for... Cartoon Network and DC are having some kind of legal issues, and thus they can't air it, or they don't want to air it because either they can't by law, or it would just... they don't want to be giving money to them, or they don't want to be paying for it or something. while they're having legal issues, or maybe Cartoon Network and DreamWorks are having legal issues and they're doing this because that was like a settlement or something. I don't know. At this point, there is no information about it, and that's arguably one of the things that pisses me off the most, because I'd be somewhat willing to forgive them if they gave me an idea, but they are yet to do so. And yeah, but the good thing is, since Monday is rolling around soon, hopefully they will tweet out what the hell is happening, and we will get to see what happens. Anyway, I will probably not be posting anything from now until the end of exams, which once again is the 8th of November. But following that, I'm going to do stuff once or twice a week. Anyway, subscribe, like, share, comment, video response if you so wish. And that is pretty much it. All I guess I can say to you guys is, I'll see you guys in a couple of months, and stay asterisk. Yeah, just try and survive, and we'll get through this together, guys. Do it together, come on, come on.